that's a lot of work, actually. But I would consider this as an accident, and usually accidents are one that you hardly see coming. No much as people's negligence sometimes causes accident and all that, it still has to be investigated. But bottom line, it was an accident. In fact, it could have been Fuse himself being hit by this, bar or the trusses. It could have been anybody connected to him being hit. So it wasn't as if it was made possibly or purposely to hit, Article 1's money. It could have been anybody on the stage that day. Yes, you could have, firefighters, police, security, whoever coming to check how the stage setup is, to tell to an extent how strong it is. But again, you can only know the strength of the stage when activities are actually happening on the stage. Because whoever had gone there to check will still see the bar up there and perhaps assume or think it is strong enough. But when people start jumping and rolling and falling on it, that's when you know whether or not it can or it is as you see it to be. So yes, we can do all these things, but accidents will always be accidents. You don't see them coming and they happen. What we should be, prepared for, and always make sure that we have those things down, is the backup plan. When the guy got hit, how long did it take for him to be transported to the hospital? When accidents occur, what do we do to salvage the situation in the shortest possible time? That's where the bigger part of the conversation should be, because accidents, no matter what it is, we can only reduce it, but we can't eradicate it. Even in the advanced world, accidents do happen. Last I read somewhere that in Oslo, only one person died on their streets. I saw a headline like that on Facebook. Yes.
In 2019.
They tried to eradicate it, but they reduced it to the minimal, or the barest minimum. One person still died on the street. So that means that accident,
if one person dies,
it's big deal. It's big deal. But what happens when somebody gets hit by the light, or somebody gets hit by a microphone or any of these strong speakers? At the end, medical, it took them tricycles
to take them.
Pragia. The guy had to be pragiated.
Some people call it keke.
Keke. Go to the water, they call it keke. So let's prepare for unforeseen circumstances. There was an ambulance. Where was the driver?
He was chilling.
The same thing happened to us. I wouldn't want to mention the person's name because it's going to take us way back and it's going to put us in a certain mood. But you were there. Massive was there. We went to the police station. They told us car ni bi ni ho. Eventually, when we had the car, they told us driver ni ho. Eventually, when the driver came, car no be after.
But why are you hiding the identity?
Yes, but family are listening and all that, so maybe I can't more preaching. But at the police station, look at what we were told. Car ni si ho, unso driver ni ho. Eventually, obi ba aye no, ACC so or the car ni mu in our movie. So this is the same thing.
You know the kind of movie he was watching too.
Booby.
The movie that starts with P.
Peter Pan.
So there was an ambulance, but there wasn't a driver. So what was the purpose? Then the ambulance should have been taken away because it's of no use anyways. It's your and not just anybody can jump into an ambulance and drive it. There are special drivers for that. So these things, let's look at how to salvage the situations when it happen. Paramedics. I think that should be checked. Yes, Fuse ODG could take some of the blame, but it's an accident. Charlie, he could have inspected everything and something still could have gone wrong. So they should investigate what happened so that we could fix it in order to reduce the number of accidents we have. I think those who supplied the equipment, the logistics should be questioned. How come it had 2 legs when it's supposed to be 4? And you are working at the beach. Now look at this. Imagine it happened at Afro Nation. Afro Nation took days to set up. Afro Nation took days to set up. It wasn't just because they had money or they had too much time on their hands. They could waste some of them. They were paying attention to details. So it took them days to set up and make sure that everything was on point because they were expecting thousands of people coming there. Fine, Fuse might not be expecting as many people as Afro Nation did, but one person's life is equal to everybody's life. If one person dies out of your event, it means a lot. So even if you're dealing with 10 people and you know that these people could have their lives being in danger because of the sort of facilities you have around, why don't you take time to have a proper setup to ensure that everybody is safe? It could have been he himself, and he could lose a lot on that very stage. Until the next time, let's make sure, even though we know accidents will occur, let's prepare for emergencies. That's how come we have emergency, procedures. Let's prepare for it. Let's always make sure that we have backup. Say we see we need the backup, and even the ambulances where they park them should also be, matter of importance. Baby ambulance, with regards to baby, show the one. Yes.
And the fact that some people might even come and park before it.
And block and just move.
Yes.
So the ambulance, where the ambulance is located at the venue, should be very key. When this guy was doing his show, this festive season, Mr. Easy, the plan, Dirty Rave, the plan of the venue was out there, and you could see where everything was. Even before the main event, you know where the bar setup is, you know where VIP is going to be, you know the entrance to the VIP, where the ambulance is parked. This might not seem very important, but when the main thing that will make you need it comes, you see the importance of it, because you had seen a picture and seen where the ambulance is parked, where the entrance is, and so on and so forth. Cases like this, we do not know. Ambulance needs to be, and the driver,
I'm sure at that time he had gotten some small girls.
Oh, he's going to pee.
No, he wanted some.
How
DJ,
could you be peeing for all this?
He wanted some quick DJ somewhere.
Well, that's possible. It happens. At the beach, things happen.
Yeah.
And the military guys, the police guys who are there, Charlie, even if it's not your core mandate, you are responsible to an extent for people's safety. For crying out loud, why are you a military man?
To steal
Yes.
mobile phone before you slap.
You are there for people's safety. You are there to make sure that everybody, to make sure that everybody is okay. So if somebody falls and is bleeding, we expect that, Charlie, you help. Even if you can't carry the person, your presence alone will make people open way so that the guy could be carried. Let's feel that passion, like the zeal to help, not only to take from us. Let's feel the zeal to help. Like, you people care about the people. You are there because of the people, for crying out loud. So if one person is hurt and you are loitering around the place, what are you in the uniform for? What are you in the uniform for? Obian Ria chasing for the meantime. So help the guy who is on the floor. He is even more important. Well, kudos to Fuse and his team for taking care of the bills. I think our guys are becoming, seriously reasonable.
And responsible.
And when it happened at Medical's event, he took care of the bills. He needn't be forced. We didn't have to force him. We didn't have to insult him on radio and do all those things. As a responsible person who understands showbiz, he decided on his own that, look, it is my responsibility to make sure these guys are okay. So he took upon himself the bills and sorted it. And I'm sure the guy who said he couldn't walk, he couldn't sit, he's now sitting and walking freely to the grace of God. Fuse has also decided to do the same thing. He's going to settle all the bills and the insurance, whatever. Let's not just say it on radio. We should make sure whatever the guy deserves. His name is Banabi. Whatever he deserves, he is given.
Okay.
Yes, and the other guy, the Kwesiata guy, whatever these two guys deserve out of the insurance, they should be given.